And the Oakland Athletics breathe a great sigh of relief with Dennis Eckersley. So take a deep breath and count to 10, y'all. It's time now for This Week in Baseball. New York Mets, whose success begins, of course, with pitching. But make no mistake, offense is also part of the picture. And Darryl Strawberry is the biggest part of all. He's collected 21 homers and 55 RBIs. Standout numbers on a team whose offense hasn't really stood out.
It's tough when you come into New York as a young superstar and they expect a lot out of you, and you really haven't matured as a hitter. As a player, you're still learning things about yourself, and plus learning the league, learning the pitchers in the league. This year, I think he's shown that he has fewer weaknesses at the plate. He handles more variety of pitches at the plate. He's much more selective. He's happy. He's aggressive. When he has those qualities, he's about the best player in the league.
Credit Howard Johnson with best numbers for a third baseman. On pace for a second straight season of 30 homers and 30 steals, Hojo's also shown a knack for hitting in the clutch.
High and deep to right. Reynolds at the wall, and it's gone. Howard Johnson ties the game with 2 out in the 9th inning.
No one's been handier in the clutch than bullpen ace Randy Myers. 13 saves, 5 wins, and in 35 innings, a mere 5 walks.
He's got a shirt that says hitters busters, okay, meaning that he doesn't want anybody to get any hits off of him at any time. And when he comes into the ball game, he's fired up. He's going to come at you with his best, and in that he throws hard, fastball, slider. It's here it is, try and hit it.
I'll get a few strikeouts, but normally I'm going to get them strikeouts when I'm, throwing the ball on in or out of corners of the plate or up and down. I'm not a pitcher like Goose Gossard. I can throw the ball by guys. I have to, hit my corners, and when I'm doing that, I'm effective.
Myers and the Mets are right on beam. Meanwhile, the Oakland A's are still in first place, but playing their own division has been frustrating. Against the Twins, they lost 3 of 4 and dropped below 500 against the West. Then Jose Canseco helped pencil in some power against the East Division. Witness Canseco's bold strokes against Toronto.
Ball hit pretty well to left field, and the big guy from Florida just struck again. Man, did he hit that baseball.
In the same game, Canseco added another home run as the A's swept the series to make it 8 straight against the Blue Jays. As for Canseco, he really had Toronto's number.
Number 22 for number 33. This big guy is having that MVP kind of year.
Clout wasn't the only means Oakland used to beat the Blue Jays.
He's going. Look at his bounce throw. Gene Nelson steals second base.
Nelson became the league's first pitcher to steal a base since the DH rule took effect in 1973. Meanwhile, Canseco was still in the swing.
There she goes, folks. There's number 3 in this game. Jose Murcielago.
Despite Canseco's 3 home runs, the A's still needed the clout of Mark McGwire in the 16th inning to win it, a feat he duplicated the very next night against Cleveland. But the A's power went out as they lost the next 3 to the Indians. It's been a storybook season for A's bullpen ace Dennis Eckersley. With 2 wins and 25 saves, he's had a hand in half of Oakland's wins.
It's a ground ball to Walt White. He's got it. Steps on second. There's 1. Throws the first. There's 2. Eckersley does it very easily. He didn't have to waste many pitches, did he?
And Eckersley makes short work of the Red Sox in the 9th inning. He gets a 1-2-3.
At age 33 and in his second season with Oakland, Eckersley has found new life as a reliever, dazzling hitters just as he did 13 years ago when he came up with Cleveland. With the Indians, Eck threw a no-hitter in 1977, and the year before, at age 21, struck out 200 batters. Later, he was traded to Boston, where he had his only 20-win season. In 1984, after 7 years with the Red Sox, he moved on to the Cubs and a division title, a dream ending Eckersley may help bring to the Athletics.
Swung on, fly ball,
It was something that you had to put your ego in your pocket and go from there and do what's best for the club. And really, it turned out to be best for me as far as hopefully furthering my career. Since then, it's been sort of a mental thing, trying to handle the pressure of short relief.
Failure, I don't think, is a part of his vocabulary. He goes out, whatever the job is, he's going to do it, and do it well. Eck is good at getting 2 strikes on you very quickly and putting the hitters away.
Right off the ground, and Gallego makes the play, and the A's break their 5-game losing streak.
Eckersley did not throw a non-strike.
I know that I can get 3 of my pitches over the plate, and I don't have to get real worried if I fall behind. And I think hitters know that, and I think hitters go up there with swinging the bat. That helps, too, because I can be a little more aggressive and make them swing at my pitches.
Now, let's swing over to this week's quiz, brought to you by Chevrolet. Already this season, the Texas Rangers have given up 6 grand slams. Can you name the player who's hit the most grand slams in one season?
To me, is Greg Maddux is a real competitor. He expects an awful lot from himself on the mound. You can see him talking to himself. He gets upset at himself. He knows how he can pitch now, and he knows the kind of arm that he's got and the ability that he has. And because of that, he's experiencing an awful lot of success right now, and I think hitters in the National League are becoming aware that Greg Maddux is really a pitcher to be reckoned with.
Coming of age at 22, Maddox's name figures prominently on top of the National League. He has helped pull the Cubs into contention with a 14-3 record, including 8 straight wins.
I honestly believe he should be starting the All-Star game. I think everybody on this Cubs team believes that. He goes out and he throws strikes. He's not going to walk anybody, and if you're going to get runs off Greg Maddux, you're going to have to earn them, and he works fast. Fielders always enjoy playing behind a guy that's working fast because that keeps you on your toes the whole time. He doesn't lull you to sleep like some pitchers can do that work slow.
There's nothing slow about Maddox's turnaround from last year when he went 6-14. Still, he won't take full credit for his dramatic improvement.
Jody Davis he's been in the league 7-8 years. He knows all the hitters in the league, and you know, that's another big reason for the fast start, I think, is because of Jody Davis. I mean, I've watched hitters for a year, and he's watched them for 7 or 8 years. So, you know, he knows 10 times more than I do. It's incredible how many times he's right about what pitch to throw.
Last year, he didn't really have the confidence. He was just a kid, 21 in the big leagues, and I don't think that he really felt he belonged yet. You know, he was a little bit in awe facing guys that he'd grown up watching play Major League Baseball, and sometime during the winter, I guess he felt like he belonged, and I think the confidence is really the big difference in Greg Maddux, what you see this year over last year.
He struck him out. Cubs win. And Greg Maddux, who had a string of 17 straight scoreless innings in spring training, starts the season with a shutout.
I think a guy like Maddux, who has kind of been a lifesaver for our ball club, there's no question about it. He's got a great makeup. He's a good athlete, and he's got a big heart. I mean, this guy's tough in his own way. He's a tough kid, and what he's doing today is not a mistake. He's a good pitcher.
Time now for the answer to this week's quiz, brought to you by Chevrolet. Last season, Don Mattingly of the New York Yankees set a Major League record by hitting 6 grand slams. Baseball may be the featured attraction, but love is in the air, and it's causing everyone to act just a little bit wacky. I mean, Tommy, what are you wearing? It can't be a love potion, and if it's a lucky charm, I hate to tell you, it's bringing luck to no one. If you think these plays make you jittery, watch this. A runaway bat. So more pine tar, right? Wrong. Better try something else. Hey, what are you guys doing in this feature? This type of behavior can become contagious. See what I mean? come to an end if you just solve the riddle. Leave me to ponder that solution for a while. Time now to scope out defensive greatness far and wide. Now that's a catch worthy of applause. But enough, folks. Save some cheer for the major leaguers, like Harold Reynolds, Seattle. Pittsburgh's Andy Van Slyke. Off the mound and on the ground, Rick Mailer, Braves. Seattle's Jim Presley. Baltimore's Pete Stanisiak. San Francisco's Robbie Thompson. Minnesota's Dan Gladden. New York Met Lenny Dykstra at the wall. Ken Gerhardt, Baltimore. Cincinnati's Barry Larkin to Leon Durham. The Twins' Kirby Puckett to Brian Harper. The Chicago White Sox, Gary Reedus. The Cardinals' Mike Fitzgerald. Atlanta's Andres Thomas. And finally, the Rangers' Ruben Sierra. Time now to open the notebook for This Week in Baseball's TWIB notes from around the majors. The Expos' Andres Galarraga continues to dazzle. Recently, in 4 games, the Big Cat had 14 hits.
Just a great all-around first half for Andres Galarraga. Probably the best player in the league the first half of the season.
Galarraga leads the National League in batting, runs scored, hits, and total bases. The Twins' Charlie Lee has been working his way back from arm injuries that sidelined him for 2 years. Recently, in beating Milwaukee, he picked up his 5th straight win. Lee's 7 2/3 innings marked his longest outing since 1984 when he won 15 games with the Expos. For Cleveland's Greg Swindell, this season has had its ups and downs. After starting out with a 10-1 record, Swindell lost 6 in a row, and during the losing streak, racked up an ERA of 7.34. Giants fans may have thought they were dreaming, but true enough, San Francisco moved into 2nd place, winning 10 of 13. Seems the winds have been blowing the Giants' way. Check out this recent play. Candy Maldonado is up in the last of the 8th against the Pirates' Barry Jones. Bases loaded, Pittsburgh leads 1-0, and the count is 0-2.
Got to go back to the screen. The game is tied. They're going to wave the runner at third. Here's the play at the plate. The Giants have the lead. A wild pitch and 2-run score.
And a win for the rising Giants. Fans, on a sad note, National League umpire Lee Wire died suddenly. Wire worked a number of historic games. He was on hand for Hank Aaron's 715th home run and for Pete Rose's record-breaking hit. The death of Wire, one of baseball's most respected umpires, is a huge loss to the game. We also note the death of Bob Fischel, Executive Vice President of the American League. One of the game's most admired executives, Fischel spent much of his career with the Yankees and had many great memories.
The 1960 season was a very frustrating end of the season. There was no question in my mind, there still is no question in my mind, that the Yankees were far superior to the Pittsburgh Pirates, and they lost the series in the most dramatic way, the most dramatic series and in Pittsburgh. And, of course, the city of Pittsburgh went absolutely wild that night. I'll never forget that night in Pittsburgh. And it was crushing. And I remember I got quite emotional after the game. I went in the clubhouse. I remember that old Forbes Field clubhouse. And I was embarrassed to say that I had tears in my eyes, but I really did. And in order not to be seen, I went in the latrine room where the washstands were and everything. It was all mirrored right down the walls. And there was one other person in there, and he was crying. His name was Mickey Mantle.
Bob Fischel, as most everybody in baseball knows, has spent the majority of his life in the game. He perhaps may be the only person who lived to be 74 and died without an enemy.
He was one of the real giants of the game, although he was very small physically.
Bob Fischel, a friend of baseball for more than 40 years. Time now for our Play of the Week, brought to you by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. For Willie Wilson and the Kansas City Royals, it was as easy as 1-2-3 when Jim Rice of the Red Sox came up with 2 on and nobody out.
And Wilson comes up for the catch and will throw to second base for the double play and the triple play for the Kansas City Royals.
Just like that, 1 pitch, 3 outs. It's All-Star time as the annual Midsummer Classic travels to Cincinnati's Riverfront Stadium. We'll look at this year's game and at some memorable moments from past All-Star games played in Cincinnati. I'm Warner Fusell.